This segment of the news is brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
Welcome back to News 46. Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval today signed Assembly Bill 99, a bill that requires child welfare and juvenile justice agencies in Nevada to treat transgender children in their care in accordance with their gender identity. The law also requires child welfare agency and juvenile justice staff, as well as foster parents, to be trained on working with LGBTQ children. Under the law, the Nevada Division of Child and Family Services must establish a protocol for placing transgender youth in accordance with their identity and involve LGBTQ youth with experience in care in its development. In addition, the law establishes a grievance process for children who have problems with their treatment while in care.
And let's see what's happening in your courts.
In this week's court report, the Pahrump father accused of child abuse and other related charges is scheduled in court Thursday for his preliminary hearing. Mark Kirby was taken into custody at Home Depot after police received a report of an adult male repeatedly striking a juvenile male. That victim is Kirby's 14-year-old son, who had blood coming out of his nostril, on his lips and teeth, and on his forehead, along with a slight bump. Witnesses say they observed Kirby strike the underage child at least 6 times, then stop, yell at him, and then struck the boy 4 to 5 additional times in the face. During their investigation, police discovered previous instances of violence involving Kirby's son, including allegations of being strangled, headbutted, and threatened. Kirby's 16-year-old daughter also told police the suspect previously headbutted and threatened her. Kirby acknowledged striking his son at Home Depot, but says he did not remember any headbutting during a previous incident, although he admits it was possible it occurred. Kirby also disputes various parts of other child abuse allegations. The defendant is currently facing a total of 10 charges with different dates of occurrence, including 8 counts of abuse, neglect, or endangerment of a child, assault with a deadly weapon, and coercion. Kirby was remanded back into custody on $100,000 cash or bond after the court denied a motion for his OR release. 3 charges connected to allegations against Shauna Lee Gibbons have now been bound over to district court after the preliminary hearing that was previously scheduled was waived and vacated. The 47-year-old Pahrump woman was arrested after being accused of attempting to lure children into her vehicle at Ian Dortch Park and allegedly exposing her breast. Police say numerous people allege that Gibbons attempted to lure a child into her white Ford Explorer. At the district court level, the defendant now faces 2 counts of luring a child or mentally ill person and indecent or obscene exposure. In the lower justice court, Gibbons currently has 1 remaining formal companion case charge, loitering where children congregate, and has a status hearing regarding that October 4th. Gibbons remains in custody, $8,140 cash or bond. Robert M. Pearson has proceedings in his case continue to May 4th. Pearson is the local man who was arrested after police received a report of an adult male soliciting a minor female for prostitution. According to reports, the juvenile, who's a family member of the suspect's friend, denied and declined all offers of sex for money. Pearson has extensive criminal histories in court and received this new alleged charge while already on bail during other district court proceedings. The Pahrump woman who pleaded guilty to torturing and killing a neighbor's dog, all while involving her own children in that crime, has now been sentenced. Maria Cristina Furtado was sentenced to $25 and $3 in fines, 364 days in jail with 364 days credit for time served, 364 days in jail suspended with 3 years of probation with all the special terms and conditions, and a $2,000 fine. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
And here's today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, a big-time investor has a huge appetite for Whole Foods. The stock jumped in trading yesterday on a Dow Jones report that activist investor group Deanna Partners is taking a 9% stake in the grocery chain. Deanna wants to rush the company's turnaround plan and could potentially put the Whole Foods company up for sale. Business is improving at Rentis Center. The company reported a better-than-expected profit, a new strategic plan to move the company forward, and a new CEO. Two trucking companies are hitching up. Swift Transportation is merging with Knight Transportation. The deal is a stock swap. Shares of Swift and Knight both rallied on Monday. And AT&T plans to buy Straight Path Communications for a $1.25 billion deal. It's an all-stock deal, sending shares straight up.
The Red Rock Audubon Society has been working hard in Discovery Park. Here's Carolyn Richard Cantino with more.
In 2015, between Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Red Butte, we installed over 2.5 miles of pressurized drip irrigation, and it delivers water to over 190 trees. Without this water, the tree would be dead, and it would look like a lot of other areas of Discovery Park. In the spring of 2016, with help of the master gardeners and local volunteers, we planted an additional 47 trees between Pahrump Valley Boulevard and the Twin Ponds. And that was southern live oak, velvet ash, Mondale pines, Fremont cottonwoods, desert and western hackberries. Now this year, in 2007, the month of April, we're going to be planting an additional 70 plus trees. We've already planted 20 additional Mondale pines and 2 holly oaks. And we're going to be planting 6 species or varieties of western oak trees, western hackberries, Mondale pines, Gooding willows, mesquites, and hopefully Fremont cottonwood. And we're in the process now of doing a monarch butterfly milkweed and pollinator station. It's a 5,000 square foot garden. It will have 4 different species of native milkweeds for the monarch and the queen butterflies, and also pollinator plants for bees. It's a 2-year grant. This is phase 1, so hopefully within 2 years we'll have 10,000 square feet stretching from the golf cart path to golf cart path, because this is part of the old Willow Creek golf course. So it should be an absolutely beautiful meadow.
So what made you guys want to take on this project?
We live on the old Willow Creek golf course. And in 2008, when it was abandoned, it was heartbreaking to see everything dying. And we decided that these trees were not going to die. And a neighbor, Dan Harris, he lent us a 500-gallon water tank on a trailer, and we started watering these plants. And so, like I said, 190 of them survived in that area. It's beautiful. And I'm a birder. I love birds. And the habitat was dying. We didn't want to see that die. And the mission of Red Rock Audubon is simply to promote the enjoyment and protection of birds and other wildlife through recreation, education, conservation, and habitat enhancement in southern Nevada and adjacent areas. And that's what we're doing.
A shooting good time with the Pahrump Gunfighters. We'll tell you all about it after the break.